The Mercedes A200 is one of the world's most popular luxury hatchbacks. With its modern design, powerful turbocharged engine, and advanced features, it has managed to attract both younger drivers and families looking for a compact yet luxurious hatchback. Today, we're going to put this little Mercedes star through our usual challenges to see what it's made of. As always, our tests include the 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration test, braking test, suspension test, handling test, and the crash test, the exciting part of the video. So first, let's go to the acceleration test. This car has a 1.3-liter engine, yes, only 1.3 liters, producing about 163 horsepower and 250 newton-meters of torque. This power is sent to the front wheels. Now let's see how quickly this car, weighing 1,280 kilograms, can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. 3, 2, 1. It has good acceleration. I think it had good acceleration. I'd consider it under 8 seconds. Now let's move on to the braking test. Let's hit the brakes. It stopped in about 37 meters, which, relative to the car's weight, I think could have been a bit better, but it's still good and within standard limits. Let's move on to the suspension test. Honestly, I don't have high expectations here because of its stiff suspension and the wheels, but I think it performs very well. It's even showing a better performance on this cobblestone road than the BMW 540i I reviewed earlier. As you can see, it has a really good soft suspension system. Now let's go over these bumps at a constant speed and see how the car performs. I think the performance is satisfactory and good. The car is quite soft for a hatchback with a sporty character. Now let's go onto the rocky terrain. On the rocky terrain, I think its performance is fantastic. I can't find any fault with it because it goes through the path very smoothly and softly. I'd give it a very good grade for its suspension system. Let's move on to the handling section. I have high expectations from this car due to its short wheelbase. First, we'll do the moose test at 55 kilometers per hour. We see it handles it with absolute ease. Let's see what speed this car can manage in this test for us. Now let's try 60 kilometers per hour. At 60 kilometers per hour, the car again shows us an excellent performance. After 60 kilometers per hour, I increased the speed to 65 kilometers per hour. At 65 kilometers per hour, the car performed well, but due to a driving error on my part, one of the cones was knocked over. I think we should ignore that because this car shows excellent performance at 70 kilometers per hour and can pass through easily without any issues. I then increased the speed a bit more to 73 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, at this speed, the car couldn't maintain its good steering responsiveness. So we can easily say this car managed to pass this test easily at 70 kilometers per hour, which is a good record for this type of test. Let's move on to the exciting part of the video, the crash test. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us which car we should test and challenge next. First, we'll start with the 50% frontal offset test. We see the car hits the barrier at 64 kilometers per hour and shows a relatively good performance. I'd say it's an excellent performance. The A-pillars didn't bend at all, and from the interior view you can see the occupants are in good safety. Let's move on to the 100% full-width frontal crash test. In the 100% frontal test, the car also showed a very good performance. Usually 100% frontal tests are much easier than the offset tests, so a car that does well in the 50% test will most likely do well in the 100% test too. After this test, we move on to the head-on collision test between two cars. As you can see, the two cars have different colors, and we'll see what happens when they collide head-on. each at 60 kilometers per hour. As you can see, both cars showed absolutely fantastic performance. A safe German car truly means this. It's true the German auto industry is like the old guard, but it still adheres to certain principles. Now, let's move on to one of the tough tests, the side impact crash test. In the side impact test, I must say the car had an absolutely excellent performance. They are in complete health, and it's one of the best side impact tests I've ever done. We can say this car truly deserves its safety stars. Thank you. That was the crash test of the popular Mercedes A200 hatchback, which also has a relatively high price. Thank you for watching the video this far. If you have another car in mind, definitely let us know in the comments. Until the next video, goodbye.